toughest prisons we face aren't the ones with physical bars. They are the mental prisons we build for ourselves. These are the walls of fear, self-doubt, insecurities, and limiting beliefs that we construct over time. We often create these mental prisons when we internalize negative thoughts about our abilities, worth, or potential. These prisons keep us trapped in a cycle of thinking we can't break out of, that our circumstances are permanent, and that the limitations we face are insurmountable. The mind can be our greatest asset, but when it's filled with negative self-talk and defeatist thinking, it becomes our greatest obstacle. What makes these prisons so powerful is that they are largely invisible. We carry them with us every day, and no one else can see the chains that bind us. We might look successful on the outside, well-dressed, well-spoken, accomplishing things on the surface, but inside we could be locked in a cage of fear, doubt, and insecurity, questioning whether we are good enough or worthy of success. The real challenge is not what the world does to us, but how we allow our minds to perceive the world and ourselves. The good news is that we have the ability to change the lock on this mental prison. We don't have to stay in that cage. It's all about shifting our mindset, refusing to accept the thoughts that limit us. Instead of focusing on what we can't do, we need to focus on what we can do, even when it's hard. When we recognize the power of our thoughts, we can begin to reshape them into something that empowers us rather than keeps us small. Breaking free starts with awareness. We have to be honest with ourselves about the mental chains we've created. Acknowledging that we are trapped is the first step toward freedom, but simply recognizing the prison isn't enough. We must take intentional steps to rewire our thinking, challenge the lies we believe, and step out of the box we've confined ourselves to. The freedom comes when we understand that our potential is not defined by the limits we've placed on our mind. Pain is often viewed as something negative, something that should be avoided at all costs. But the reality is that pain in its many forms does not necessarily break us, it reveals us. It uncovers what we're truly made of. When we experience hardship or suffering, it's easy to feel as if we've reached the end of our capacity, that we've been defeated. But the truth is that pain is a mirror. It shows us our strength, our resilience, and our ability to overcome, even when we don't feel like we have the energy to do so. Think about the times in your life when you've faced adversity, whether it was personal loss, failure, disappointment, or injury. Those moments were difficult, no doubt. But somewhere in that struggle, something shifted inside of you. You learned new lessons about yourself. You discovered your ability to push through, even when the situation seemed impossible. Pain didn't define you, it revealed your inner strength, the capacity to keep going even when the world said you should stop. When faced with pain, we often have a choice. We can either let it define us in a negative way, allowing it to shape our identity as something broken or unworthy, or we can let it reveal the best parts of ourselves. We can use it as a catalyst for growth, as a push to evolve into a better version of ourselves. The real question is not whether we will experience pain, but how we will respond to it. Will we see it as a setback, or will we choose to see it as a setup for something greater? Pain often challenges our perception of who we are and what we're capable of. It forces us to dig deep, confront our fears, and develop the resilience needed to persevere. It's in these moments of adversity that we find the strength to break free from mental limitations and emerge stronger than before. Pain doesn't have the power to define us, it has the power to reveal who we truly are. The key to escaping the mental prison is understanding that you already possess the power to break free. Too often, we believe that we need something external to change in order for us to move forward, to find success, or to live a life of fulfillment. We think we need the right circumstances, the right people, or the right opportunities to unlock the door to freedom. But the truth is that the key is within us all along. The strength to change, to evolve, and to escape the mental traps we've created is not something we need to search for outside ourselves. It's already planted inside of us, waiting to be activated. When we find ourselves stuck in a mental prison, it's often because we feel powerless. as if we have no control over our own situation. But in reality, we always have the power to shift our mindset. We can choose what we believe about ourselves, about our potential, and about our future. We have the ability to choose hope over fear, faith over doubt, and purpose over uncertainty. The mental prison is only powerful because we allow it to control our thoughts and actions. The key is realizing that we have the ability to change the lock by choosing to think differently. Our beliefs about ourselves shape the way we experience the world. When we see ourselves as incapable or unworthy, we stay locked in a cage of self-doubt. But when we recognize our worth and potential, when we choose to believe that we are capable of greatness, we begin to unlock doors we never thought possible. The key to escape is not about changing our circumstances, it's about changing how we view ourselves and the world around us. Every day, we have the power to choose our mindset. We can decide to leave behind the thoughts that limit us, and instead, we can adopt a mindset of empowerment. The key to freedom is a choice. It's a choice to stop being a prisoner to fear, doubt, and insecurity. It's a choice to step into the fullness of who we were always meant to be, knowing that we have the strength, the courage, and the tools within us to break free from any prison. Fear and doubt are two of the most powerful forces that keep us from moving forward in life. They can paralyze us, cloud our judgment, and keep us locked in a place of indecision and inaction. The scary part is that these forces don't always come from external sources. Often, the fear and doubt we experience are self-inflicted, created by our own minds. They whisper in our ears, telling us that we aren't good enough, that we'll fail, that we don't have what it takes. These voices become so loud and convincing that we start to believe them. But here's the reality. Fear and doubt are just thoughts. They don't have the power to control us unless we allow them to. The key to breaking free from this mental prison is realizing that fear is not an obstacle. It's an invitation to grow. Every time we face something we fear, it's an opportunity to expand beyond our current limits. It's easy to think that fear is a signal that we should stop, that we should retreat to the safety of what's comfortable. But in truth, fear is often a sign that we are stepping into something new, something bigger than ourselves. It's a signal that we are on the verge of growth. When we allow fear and doubt to control us, we let them dictate our actions. We hesitate, we second guess ourselves, and we hold back from taking risks that could lead to growth and success. But if we can reframe fear and doubt as tools for growth, rather than barriers to it, we can start to use them to our advantage. Fear becomes less of a threat and more of a challenge to rise above. Doubt is not a reason to stop, it's an invitation to trust ourselves and our ability. The challenge is to stop letting fear and doubt define us. Every time we listen to those negative thoughts and hold ourselves back, we give away our power. But when we choose to move forward anyway, despite the fear, we take back control. We break free from the prison that fear tries to lock us in, and we open the door to a life of possibility and growth. Pain has the potential to be more than just something we endure. It can be a platform for something greater, something that moves us beyond our limitations and pushes us into our true purpose. It's easy to fall into the mindset that our struggles are obstacles, things that hold us back from living the life we desire. However, pain has the power to transform us if we allow it to. Instead of letting it consume us, we can choose to see it as a stepping stone that will lead us to something better. The pain we experience is not meaningless. It's an opportunity to become the person we were always meant to be. When we face hardship, it often feels as though everything is falling apart. We may question why something difficult is happening to us, and we may feel like we're being punished or that we're unworthy of better circumstances. But if we look at pain through a different lens, we see that it's not there to destroy us. Pain is a teacher. It shows us how strong we are, how capable we are of surviving even the toughest moment. It forces us to grow, adapt, and stretch our limits. It's in our pain that we discover new depths of courage, resilience, and perseverance that we never knew existed. When we experience pain, we often think that we're being set back, that our dreams are being delayed or denied. But what if that pain is preparing us for something bigger? something more significant than we could have ever imagined? What if the struggle is actually the thing that shapes us into the person capable of handling the success we seek? Pain doesn't have to be a setback. It can be a setup for something better. Instead of letting pain define us in a negative way, we can choose to let it become the foundation upon which we build our purpose. The struggles we face can become the very thing that propels us forward, giving us the wisdom, strength, and resilience to achieve things we never thought possible. Your pain is not in vain. It's an essential part of your story, a story that has the power to inspire others and change the world. Life isn't about reaching some final destination or completing a checklist of accomplishments. The real purpose of life is found in the journey, in the process of growth, learning, and refinement. We often look at challenges and struggles as interruptions, things that stand in the way of our success, but they are actually the very tools that shape us into who we're meant to be. When we face adversity, we're not being punished, we're being refined. The process of life's difficulties is what molds us, strengthens us, and prepares us for the greater things ahead. When we face struggles, we may feel like we're stuck, like we're never going to get through it, or like the obstacles are insurmountable. But these moments are not permanent. They are a part of the refining process that helps us grow, develop new skills, and become more resilient. We are not finished in our struggles. We are being shaped by them. Every difficulty, every setback, every challenge is an opportunity to become a stronger, more capable person. It's important to understand that when we're in the midst of our hardest moments, it doesn't mean we are less than or that we failed. In fact, it's often the hardest moments that reveal the depth of our strength and character. When we face adversity, we are being prepared for what's next, for the bigger opportunities that are coming. We might not see it in the moment, but everything we go through adds to the person we are becoming. Our story is not defined by a single event or failure, but by the overall journey of growth, transformation, and refinement. The person you are today is not the person you will be tomorrow. And that's because life's trials have been molding you, shaping you into someone who is capable of more, who is prepared for what lies ahead. We don't need to worry about being finished or perfect right now. What matters is that we are constantly evolving. The goal is not to arrive at a perfect destination, but to allow the process of life to refine us into the best version of ourselves.